Sometimes, if you listen really hard, you can almost hear it.
Our first ever instant star is...
You're it, girl. You're the real thing.
That moment your life changes.
It's about a girl who is just about to fly off and see the world.
Forever.
Jude Harrison!
Hello and welcome to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. We are back, finally, and as always, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Sam.
And I'm here with the beautiful Chloe.
And today, we are breaking down Season 2, Episode 9, Hallelujah. I'm so excited about this episode.
Yes!
Well, we'll dig into it. I have so many things to say about this episode, and I think so far it's my favorite of the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
So the original air date was April 14th, 2006. And the synopsis I have is Jude is focused on having a normal birthday this year, but somehow ends up locked in an abandoned club with Tommy. What's your synopsis?
Jude is determined to have a normal, non-famous, non-G major drama 17th birthday with her friends and family, minus her former friend and her producer. But fate has other plans, and Jude finds herself locked in a most unusual setting with Tommy.
Yours are always way more descriptive. It's been so long since we've recorded, I can't remember who did the recap last time.
I think I did.
So it's my turn?
I think so.
Okay, if you're happy with that,
Okay.
I'll get into the recap. Here we go.
Okay.
209. So the episode opens with Sadie and Jude's mum wishing Jude a happy 17th birthday. And Jude ends up surprising them on her birthday with tickets to Caveman Days, which is a themed caveman dinner spot. The most bizarre concept I've ever heard of. Jude says she just wants a normal, no G major drama birthday. And she heads to G major to find that Darius has surprised her with a birthday cake. But it isn't long before Tommy comes along and just ruins the party. Jamie comes over to give Jude her birthday card and ends up getting invited to Caveman Days by Jude's mum. And Sadie reminds her mum that Jamie and Speed don't get along. We then go back to G major and Jude is recording for her album, and she's annoyed that Tommy just isn't paying her any attention. And they get into a fight, and Darius pulls Jude outside for a chat, and she confides in him, telling him that she's having trouble recording with Tommy, so Darius recommends that she switches to Quest as her producer, and Tommy is really hurt by that decision. Jude heads to her rehearsal space before her birthday dinner to grab her Paleolithic princess costume for Caveman Days. And she's about to leave, but she hears someone trapped downstairs and runs to help them, mistakenly leaving her cell phone at the rehearsal space. Jude's mum and Sadie are headed to Caveman Days, and they witness Jamie and Speed just going head to head about all their grievances. And Jude's mum and Sadie take bets on how the night will go down. We then go back to Jude, who's trying to help this trapped person, and she realizes the person's trapped because the door handle has fallen off the door. She goes into the room and finds out that the trapped person is, surprise, surprise, Tommy, who scares her, and she shuts the door and the handle falls off again, and they're both trapped together. They argue again, and Jude very candidly reminds Tommy about all the drama from her last birthday. Tommy then realizes that they're at the Chrome Cat, which used to be an old music venue from the 50s. And Jude finds out about Tommy, that Tommy is actually French. I love that kind of reveal about him.
Mm-hmm.
He suggests that while they're trapped, they write a song together to help Jude release some of this anger that she has towards him. Meanwhile, in the real world, as I always like to say, at Caveman Days, Jamie and Speed are still fighting, and it gets stirred up even more by Sadie, who wants to win this bet. And it leads to this hilarious physical fight between them with plastic blow-up dinosaurs. We then see Jude and Tommy write Liar Liar together, and Tommy tells Jude that he never cheated on Sadie, and he asks for Jude to believe in him again. He also lets her know that him and Sadie weren't meant to be together, and we will circle back to this moment in a second. Jamie and Speed resolve their issues finally, and they keep expecting Jude to come out as Princess Paleolithic in this caveman finale. When they realize that she isn't going to, they rush to find out where she is. And as they're searching the rehearsal building, they burst in on Jude and Tommy fast asleep together. Tommy drops everyone home, and Jude finally lets him know that she believes in him again. And the episode ends with a really cute scene where Jude asks him what his real surname is, and he keeps it as a secret. What an episode.
Yes.
What was your episode theme?
Rebuilding friendship and opening yourself up.
Yeah, I had trust, because
Yeah.
trusting that Tommy is telling the truth, and Tommy is trusting that Jude will believe in him again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to know, so before you watch this for the recap, like, what were your thoughts on this episode just as a fan before we started doing this podcast? Because my thoughts about it changed.
Her birthday episodes are always some of my. I love to hate them and I hate to love them.
There's always something that happens.
Yes. And so the fact I knew it was a birthday episode, I knew something big was going to happen. And I was like, so I was prepared for that. But then I was like, okay, out of the 3 birthdays we saw, I kind of remember this being the like tamest one. And out of the 3 birthdays, this is kind of my favorite one.
So it's interesting because just as a fan, remembering this episode, I obviously love it because the birthday ones are always the best. But like you just said, I always had this memory of it being quite tame. Like when we look at 108, which was her 16th birthday, that was so charged and drama filled. And from memory, I was like, oh, 209, like not a whole lot goes down. But then watching it for the recap completely transformed my opinion of it. Like I now think it's my favorite birthday episode. And while there wasn't like quote unquote huge drama, so much happened in much more of like a low key way, I think.
Right.
The only thing that annoys me is 108 was Jude's birthday, and then 308 is Jude's birthday, but 208 isn't Jude's birthday.
I
Like,
know.
why couldn't they have just kept it as 208? It really annoys me. Like, I like that kind of continuity for each season, and
Yes,
this just
me
goes against
too.
it.
It drives me crazy.
Anyway, let's break down scene by scene. So the opening scene where we realize it's Jude's 17th birthday, I just feel like it feels like so long ago that she had her 16th birthday. Like with everything that's happened, it feels like longer than a year. I was like, oh my god, it feels like we should be on her 19th birthday by now. But I guess that's TV birthdays for you.
Yeah.
And in the voiceover, she says that she shares her birthday with Beethoven and someone from ZZ Top. So just out of interest, I did some research, and there's actually a 1 day difference between Beethoven's birthday, which is December 17th, and Billy Gibbons' birthday, which is December 16th. I'm like, what date is her actual birthday? Is it the 17th or the 16th? Who knows? But yeah, that opening scene I liked. I love the J-shaped pancakes. It always makes me want to make like C-shaped pancakes.
Yes.
Like pancakes are my soul food, seriously.
Yes.
But I thought it was weird that like her dad wasn't invited to the birthday breakfast. Just thought would have been a nicety. But and then we head to G Major and Tommy ruins Darius's birthday cake party.
Mhm.
I actually kind of had to play catch up in my brain about like, wait, why is there beef with Jude and Tommy? Because 208, we kind of didn't see any beef between Jude and Tommy. It all happened in 207 with her pushing him in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And also the only thing that annoys me about this episode is the Speed and Jamie beef. I was like, wait, why are they hating each other?
That's so unnecessary.
Like, I feel like it was because they fired Jamie as their manager, but that literally happened in like 201.
Yeah.
And we're now at 209, and I feel like we've seen zero interaction between Jamie and SME since then to even have beef.
I think it's more of the fact that Speed is dating Jude.
So I wondered about that. But again, like we've
Then
seen nothing to kind of confirm what this issue is.
I know, and if anything, Jamie's dating Patsy. So why is he still so?
Yeah, it felt kind of out of place. And I guess they needed a B storyline to kind of take away scenes from the Chrome Cat, and then they needed something else happening. And I guess Sadie and her mum at dinner wouldn't have been so exciting, but just felt a bit jarring. I was like, why are they fighting? I don't really get it.
Yeah.
But I did like the comedy between Jamie and Speed. It was really
Yeah.
And then we go to G Major, and Tommy just isn't paying attention to Jude recording, and she decides to switch producers. What did you think about that decision?
My head, I could see it, but my heart was screaming no.
Tommy's face when she sees him through the glass and you can't hear what
Yeah.
Darius is saying. He's so mean. Oh, he's so mean. Jude's so mean for firing him, and Tommy is so upset.
I'm just like, poor baby.
They are so confrontational with each other all the time. It's like this
They
love
really
hate.
are.
I don't want to say it's toxic because I do feel like there is a lot of love between Jude and Tommy, but they're both very fiery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if she should have switched producers. It seems it's another storyline where I feel like the fact that she's only 17 is being shown. Like
Yeah.
it's what a teenager would do. Well, I don't like that person anymore, so I'm just gonna change course.
Yeah.
Whereas like adults, we talk things through generally, and we figure shit out.
Well, it's like it doesn't matter that she literally begged him to come back as her producer, and he did. And so halfway through, she's gonna drop him.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like if he's already recorded most of the album, which I guess he kind of has because we're at 209 now, would you start from scratch again with Quest? Because it would be two different producing styles.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, seeing Tommy look so hurt when he realizes she's fired him is just sad.
I'm just like, Tommy.
But I laughed so hard when she goes to the rehearsal space to get her costume and she hears someone like knocking on the pipes or whatever. The way they film this scene where she kind of like goes up to the pipe and listens and then runs so fast like her life depends on it to save this person. They filmed it like a mini horror film. Like like she ran for her life, literally. I was like, is it that dramatic? I'm not sure. Just made me laugh. And the fact that she leaves her cell phone, I was like, come on.
Of course.
That's such like a horror movie, quote unquote mistake to make.
Yes.
And then we go to Caveman Days, and this is kind of the comedy aspect throughout the rest of the episode. And Jamie and Speed are just fighting non-stop. And I love that Jude's mum and Sadie just take bets with each other about what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we don't get much of Jude's mum being like carefree and relaxed. I think the only time we've seen it is 202, where they went out for drinks.
Yeah.
So I liked seeing that together. But again, like this Jamie Speed beef just seems odd to me.
Yeah. Well, I like that the mom was actually like there for Jude's birthday and
Yeah.
not, and she was like involved, and Dawn wasn't there. And I hate that the dad wasn't there, but I think it was good because they showed that the mom can still be involved without Dawn being around and when she's alone with the kids.
Until you said that, I didn't even realize that Jude's dad wasn't at the birthday dinner. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. Like, she's been so kind of Dawn focused in season 2. It was nice to have her there. And also, why weren't the rest of SME there? Another question.
That is a good question.
Or Kat, who disappeared off into the universe and we never see her again.
The black hole.
Yeah. The instant star black hole, like where the dog went.
And Mason.
Oh yeah, and Mason. Oh, Mason's still here at the moment.
That's true.
So then Jude goes to help this trapped person and realizes that it's Tommy, and the door handle falls off and they're trapped together. Can we just talk about this scene where they're arguing and Jude reminds Tommy of her last birthday? The chemistry in this fight scene is so charged. Like, they've needed to talk about the 108 kiss pretty much since it happened in 108.
Yes.
And they haven't. And they've needed to talk about Tommy dating Jude's sister, and they haven't. And the way they filmed this, like, so much is being said that isn't being said. It was so powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I love it.
And like just how it all came about and how it was said, and I'm just like, thank you.
Yes. Like, literally everything that they need to say to each other is being said in this scene. And then Jude says, there's like 50 things she'd like to say, scream, and punch Tommy for. I wish she would have listed them. I'm like,
Yes.
50 things. What are the 50 things? But yeah, love that scene. I feel like we haven't had much Tommy Jude interaction, just the two of them, for a while either.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And then, of course, we have the comedy of the B storyline, which we go back and forth between. And this physical fight with these plastic blow-up dinosaurs. I love it. What did you think about Jude finding out that Tommy's French? I feel like we get a bit more of Tommy's backstory in this episode.
I love that she found out that he's French. And like you said, that we get some more of his backstory. We don't get a ton.
No.
But
still
we get
mysterious.
Yeah, but we get it a little bit. It's enough for you to be like, I still want more. Tell me more. But
Yeah.
okay, that'll hold me over.
Yeah, amazing. And then they write Liar Liar together, and I love the montage of them figuring the song out and writing it, and then we get to my favorite scene of the episode, and it's probably yours too, where they've written the song and Tommy says he never cheated on Sadie. First of all, do we think he's telling the truth? I can't decide.
I don't know. I really can't decide.
It felt sincere.
But I mean, it's gonna feel sincere either way.
He wants you to believe it, so I'd like to say he didn't cheat on Sadie and he's telling the truth.
I would like to say that, but then in the back of my mind is that little doubt. There's that little inkling. And I'm like, but I can't commit.
Yeah. But then he says that Sadie and him were not meant to be together, and Jude says, why? And Tommy says, my favorite quote from the whole episode. Like, you know exactly why. It's just 3 words, but
I love that.
it's like the equivalent of I love you. It's the same amount of words, but he's not
Yes.
saying it. Yeah, and her face and his face and perfect scene.
Yes.
And I feel like he never would have said that and they never would have talked about this if they hadn't been trapped together, because life would have gotten in the way.
Right.
Love it. And then we see Jamie and Speed finally resolve their issues too, and they realize Jude's missing and find her fast asleep with Tommy. Like, she's had the best birthday ever.
Yes.
And I feel like this moment where they find her like asleep and she kind of has like her head in her lap. It just reminds the audience that no boyfriend of Jude's will ever come close to Tommy and what he means to her.
Exactly.
Like, it paints that picture for everyone, including Speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the end scene where Tommy drops her home and she says she believes in him again. And he won't tell her what his real surname is, which I love. Such a cute scene.
Mm-hmm.
A perfect episode, literally.
Yes.
Let's get into our likes and dislikes. I had 0 dislikes.
I had a couple.
Start with the likes.
I put Sadie. Why did I put Sadie?
As a like. Oh, you do like Sadie.
I don't know why I put her though. I can't remember. Oh well.
Sadie
No,
in general.
Sadie. Sadie in general, I guess. Jude's outfit. Victoria being there for Jude's birthday. And I put drama scenes.
Yes. What were your dislikes?
I put Jamie and Speed's constant pissing match. You really made me laugh. I was like, enough. Jude and Tommy fighting, and then Quest producing Jude's album.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first episode I've had 0 dislikes. Just couldn't find any. My likes. I love the backstory of Tommy, that we get a little bit more. He's still Mr. Mysterious. I like that Jamie brings Jude a birthday card because he's never missed her birthday. That was cute in like a friendship way.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see Jude and Darius actually getting along. And
Yes.
I like the throwback comment that Jude says to Darius when he brings her birthday cake. She says, I'll sing whatever you want, which is kind of like a throwback to 202, where she will sing whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
What was your chemistry cam moment?
You know exactly why.
Same. Of course we were going to choose the same one.
Yeah.
Sadie and I, we weren't right. Why? You know exactly why. Perfect.
Of course.
Best. Did you have any what the fuck moments?
I did not.
I just had the one about when was there ever any beef between Jamie and Speed prior to 209?
Oh yeah.
Like, it wasn't very explained. It was quite random. Okay, who are your heroes and villains?
If I had to pick one, for this episode, my villains would be Jamie and Speed. Heroes, I would say probably Tommy.
Yeah. I had Jude and Tommy as
And
heroes.
I was gonna say probably Jude.
Like together because they finally actually like talk and
Yeah.
chat about everything and forgive each other. Which has been needing to happen since like season 1.
Mhm.
But I couldn't find any villains. This is the first episode where I had no dislikes and no villains. I just couldn't choose anyone.
Mm.
Okay, let's get into our song review for Liar Liar. How many instant stars out of 10 do you give this song?
9.
I gave it a perfect 10. I got actual chills watching how they used it in the episode.
Yeah, I would have to give it a 10.
Or you can give it 9.5 if you want. Go in the
I
even
say
side.
we can give it a 10.
Okay,
I
let's go.
mean,
I
that's
think it's our first 10.
yeah.
Did we give Skin 10? I don't remember. I don't know if we were rating season 1 songs back then. Maybe we weren't.
I don't remember.
But I feel like if we were, Skin would have got 10.
Mm,
But yeah, perfect 10 for Liar Liar.
yeah.
Did you have anything for pop culture? I feel like this episode was jam-packed. It was crazy.
I didn't write it down, but
There were
I know there was a
loads.
bunch.
I'll rush through them because there were so many. Obviously the episode title, Hallelujah, is a very famous song by Leonard Cohen. I think everybody in the world knows that. Sadie's mum says how Mother Teresa of you. Mother Teresa was a nun who, again, everyone knows. Jude says in your birthday horoscope, you get to find out how the famous people you share your birthday with. Share mine with Beethoven. Beethoven was a German composer. And then she also says she shares her birthday with one of those bearded guitar dudes from ZZ Top. And when I did my research, the bearded guitar dude was Billy Gibbons, who is the guitarist and primary vocalist. Jude's mum says last chance to ditch the kiddie party. We can go all Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise is an amazing film from 1991 starring Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis. Jamie says you're at dinner with her family, Stifler. Stifler being a character from the American Pie movie series. Tommy says about the Chrome Cat, Sinatra would have played here, and there's a rumor about Elvis. Frank Sinatra was one of the most popular entertainers of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and obviously Elvis. Elvis Presley was known as the king of rock and roll. Sadie says to Speed that you play guitar worse than Madonna, who's obviously the queen of pop. And Jude says, what else can I be? All Apologies, which is a quote from All Apologies, which is a Nirvana song. And All Apologies was also the episode title of 111 from season 1. And then Jamie says to Speed that his broken nose or whatever happened with the plastic dinosaurs kind of gives him an Owen Wilson thing. And Owen Wilson is an American actor. So much pop culture. Okay, favorite quotes. I think we're probably going to choose the same one again.
I had to change mine up a little bit. I couldn't make it exactly the same as chemistry can.
Oh,
so
I didn't care.
I said, believe in me again.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a quote that Tommy says to her.
Yeah, it's like, but just before the Sadie and I weren't right. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I had Sadie and I, we weren't right. You know exactly why. I don't care that it's the same.
I don't care.
What was your hashtag iconic?
The writing montage of Liar Liar.
That's a good one. I had Jude and Tommy fall asleep, and then when they wake up, they nearly kiss. Like They're so close.
Oh,
to it.
that one's a really good one too.
Yeah. It's funny, it was such a charged episode, but they didn't actually kiss.
I know.
Like, they didn't need to. There was just so much chemistry.
No.
Okay, let's spin the wheel for most likely to. Who is most likely to use schoolwork as an excuse to get out of a commitment? Speed.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the least likely person to actually do any schoolwork, but if it meant not having to do something else, he would say he had tons of schoolwork.
Yes.
Okay, how many instant stars out of 10 do you rate episode 209?
I'm gonna say 9 or 10.
Yeah, I gave it 10. Perfect episode.
No, 10. Yeah.
Amazing. I love the birthday episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We are nearly at the end of season 2. I can't believe it.
I know.
So excited. Oh, I love this episode.
I do too.
And that was our recap of 209. So thank you everyone as always for listening, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. The Breakdown was produced by me, Chloe, and Neon Network Production. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and listen to all episodes of The Breakdown on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See you next time.